Alright, here we go. Part 2. I'm mad tired, so I'm not going to be as enthusiastic. But, I'm still eating, so it's going to work out. Alright. The policy of containment. That was what, the U.S. and its allies wanted to do when it comes to communism, right? We didn't want it to spread. Because communism, that's some bad news, man. So we wanted to keep it where it was. Sometimes we fail, but, what can you do? The Iron Curtain is not, an actual thing. It's not, it doesn't have mass, It's just kind of like a barrier from, the Soviet Union to the rest of the world, They were just trying to chill by themselves and didn't want nobody coming in. NATO. Yeah, don't mind that. NATO was the military alliance that the U.S. made with its allies like France, and I think Greece was in there too. Anybody who wanted to be in there, they could just they could just come in. But on the other hand, the Warsaw Pact was the Soviet Union's attempt at the same thing, except they just kind of took all the satellite states, that one's coming up soon too, and they just they took all of them and made them join so they could think that they were on the same level, or they just wanted to show that they could do it. It wasn't the same. The Warsaw Pact was much worse. They're whack. The Berlin Wall was a wall that it separated Berlin from the rest of Germany. I think I'm gonna look it up real quick. Listen. The Berlin Wall separated Berlin. That's what it actually did. I didn't even look it up. I just remembered it. And yeah. It was it just signified that everything was just separated, It was kind of sad, but eventually it came down, and it actually exists unlike this Iron Curtain nonsense. But satellite states are different countries that are independent but still controlled economically and militarily by a different place, specifically the USSR. Mutually assured destruction. That was see, if we blew up the Soviet Union, their friends would definitely blow us up. And the whole world would just get blown up eventually, It would be bad. So that's why we didn't do that. Korea and Vietnam are both separated like this, with a north and a south. 17th and 38th parallels, respectively. Yeah. We sided with the south both times. The Soviets sided with the north, and the Soviets wanted to put communism in the whole place. And they did that in Vietnam, but not in Korea, because we're goats sometimes. The Soviets put troops on the ground in Korea, and we put and we put troops on the ground in Vietnam. The non-aligned states. See, if you want to pick a side, you're either on the Soviet Union side or the U.S. side, and the non-aligned states were neutral. They didn't pick a side. That's why they're not aligned. Ooh, bars. Alright, I'm going to start off by saying please disregard the pronunciation, because I don't speak Russian. Perestroika. That was when their government was trying to rebuild after Stalin. He kind of ruined everything, so they wanted to make it better again. And then Glasnost was they were sprinkling in a little bit of independent ownership of stuff, but it was still communism, And then, alright, wait, hold up. The Truman Doctrine. Yeah, it pretty much said that we just had to help the countries that were threatened by communism and Russia, And then the Marshall Plan was a plan to give aid to Western countries. So the Marshall Plan pretty much built off the Truman Doctrine, I believe. Yeah, that's some wild sauce. That is all. Thank you.